Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer channel episode, and today we are not doing a live chat. This is obviously a pre-recorded video, but I wanted to talk about the Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla's BBC Radio 5 guest edit. I've just sat down and watched all of the Camilla parts of it. Now, the whole radio show is over 3 hours. I will link to it in the description. However, there is around about a 30-minute segment which I will also link to. But if you go to the big 3-hour one, if you go to the last probably 15-20 minutes, there are also some additional sections to be aware of that aren't included in that 30-minute clip. Extraction, shall we say. So do go and check out those links, and if you want to see the full scope of that radio show guest edit. It was truly amazing. The more I see of Camilla, the more I love her, the more genuine, the more I just want to see more and more of Camilla. And I have to say, I am really pleased that Charles is with Camilla. We know about all the dramas of the past, but one thing that is true, I think that most people can realise, is that Camilla is Prince Charles's rock. She is the yin to his yang, if you like, and they do complement each other really well. So let's get into this video. Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, recorded a BBC Radio 5 interview where she was also the guest editor. So she was guest editing Emma Barnett. It was for the Emma Barnett Show. It was recorded on the 6th of July 2020, and there was a really lovely moment when Camilla was basically saying what I've been saying for ages now, is that during lockdown, all the days kind of get blurred into one, and sometimes she forgets what day it is, what week, what month, what time, and I feel exactly the same way too, as I'm sure many of you do. It was recorded in Clarence House, which is Prince Charles and Camilla's London residence. Now, I've got a photo in front of me now, which I'm sure you can see behind me right now. It's of Camilla with Emma Barnett. They are socially distanced. They are sat in the dining room of Clarence House, and I think Camilla and Emma were discussing about the easing of lockdown. So for this occasion, Emma and Camilla were able to have their hairs done. And I think it's probably the first time that Camilla has professionally had her hair done in about 3 months. So she said that was really good. Also, you can see that she's wearing a pair of jeans, and during this this conversation, shall we say, it's not an interview, it's more of a conversation. I should say conversation. She spoke about lockdown fashion, where the top half can be business-like and the bottom half nobody sees because of all the Zoom conversations and face party and all the rest of it. And there you go, you can see Camilla looking very smart, but also dressed casually in her jeans. So we'll talk more about lockdown fashion later. Obviously, Camilla is patron of over 90 charities now. She commented that she lost count now. She stopped counting of how many charities she is patron of. She spoke and was asked about some of them, including the Royal Voluntary Service, which of course, the relevance of that in today's climate is the volunteering. 600,000 volunteers came forward to volunteer for the National Health Service when the National Health Service put out a request for people to volunteer, and also across the volunteering sector, many hundreds of thousands of people have been volunteering. Camilla spoke about how much volunteering means to herself, her family, and also the many people who have volunteered. It's about putting in, you get so much back, and that is what she has found when she has spoken to many volunteers which she has come across. Another area which Camilla spoke about was, of course, her dedicated work to domestic abuse, and she recalled, in fact she even got emotional over a recollection of a meeting she had with 6 women where she said they were sharing the most horrific stories, one of which actually spearheaded her desire to bring domestic abuse into the forefront and actually start her work in this sector on this issue. And one of those was the tragic death of a mother by her husband, he actually killed her with a hammer in front of her children's eyes, which was absolutely horrific. And Camilla, like I said, when she was recalling that information, she got really emotional. So it was really important that Camilla shared that story, and also Also the backstory about why and how she became involved with this issue. She spoke about the role of women and the inequalities between genders, and how those have come back to the forefront during lockdown, with many mothers and wives actually staying at home to look after the children. Although she was very adamant that obviously domestic abuse affects men too, and that she's spoken to and learned about many stories of men who have suffered domestic abuse. It is not just women, it is men also. She was asked about does she feel there is a sisterhood element, and she said that there is, but also again she stressed that it also affects men too. And also she's speaking about how times have changed between when she was brought up in the 50s and 60s, in between now, where we can actually speak openly about these sorts of issues, whereas before, in the 50s and 60s, it was all hush hush, don't speak about that. She said that an important part of life over the past couple of months is, of course, about seeking comfort. And one of the ways which she has found to seek comfort is through animals, through pets, dogs, cats, horses, whatever it might be. Now, as we know, Camilla is patron of many animal charities, including Medical Detection Dogs and Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. She spoke about her own dogs, Beth and Bluebell. Both dogs she had from Battersea. Beth was rescued because she was being moved from home to home to home to home. And of course, Camilla offered her a home for life, a lifetime home. And also Bluebell, who was actually nursed back to health by Battersea, as she was in a very bad condition, and of course Camilla adopted both dogs at different times. She spoke about the love of dogs, and that they have adoring eyes, and that you can come home, doesn't matter what day you've had, you can de-stress by talking to your dog and telling your dog or your pet about the day you've had. They don't answer back, they listen, they look at you with adoring eyes, and they make you feel really comfortable. Emma Barnett said that she didn't quite get the whole dog thing, but Camilla did try her best to sell the idea of a pet, and in particular a dog. Asked about what sort of a dog owner she is, Camilla said that she allows the dogs to pretty much go and do whatever they want, except they aren't allowed to sleep on the bed. So I presume that Charles and Camilla are in bed with a dog or two, and then obviously when it's time to go to sleep, the dogs have to at least sleep on the floor, probably, just not on the bed. Next was the topic of the arts, and in particular theatre. Now, during the later stage of the programme, Dame Judi Dench called in. Now, this was part of Camilla's role as editor. She got to choose some of the guest speakers that they were going to speak to on the phone. They both spoke about safety of theatres. Both Judi and Camilla said that they would be okay to go back to the theatre, and Judi said that she would be able to perform on the theatre as long as they all felt safe, although Camilla did stress about being cautious. We return to the topic of lockdown fashion, where Camilla said that she was happy in her jeans and that she might struggle to go back to normal type of clothes. She described it as being Zoom fashion, where you can be smart from the top up and then you can be in your comfy pair of jeans and nobody knows about it, and also no high heels. So I want to know in the comment section below, have you been enjoying your own brand of Zoom fashion? You also spoke about fitness being a really important part over the last 3 months. She said that she does Silver Swans. Now, I'm sure if you've been watching my videos on Flab to Fab on Elliot and Matt's British Life, you will know that we tried Silver Swans. Miller described it as being for ancient ballet dancers. It's not. It's for anybody. But predominantly it is aimed at perhaps maybe the senior generation. However, like I say, anyone can take part in it. Matt and myself have tried it. It's actually really good. I really enjoyed it, and I can see why Camilla really enjoys it. She recalled how she got together a group of friends who she has described as the Creaky Crew, and she wants to get t-shirts made up with the Creaky Crew on, which I think was really funny. I liked that. She said that she got them all in their black leggings and they were doing it. She said that she likes to do it not in front of the mirror because she said that wouldn't be a very good sight. I'm sure it's a really good sight. She is still really fit. She also said that she's not quite ready for Joe Wicks which is a bit more strenuous exercise on YouTube. So no, she's sticking with silver swans and going for a walk. When asked about Charles's fitness regime, she said that for a man of his age, she knows no fitter. She described him as being a mountain goat. He will walk for hours and hours and hours and hours. So she is a silver swan and he is the mountain goat. She also said that she's been reaching out to her Silver Swans coach via Facebook. So, does that mean that Camilla has her own personal Facebook? I'm not sure, but I would love to have a chat with Camilla, I really would. So Camilla, if you are on Facebook, hit me up. Also, she spoke about Charles's recent illness with COVID-19. She said that he still is having issues with smell and taste. She said good days and bad days, it keeps coming and going. However, it is gradually getting better. And is nearly fully back. She also spoke about osteoporosis, and her mother was a sufferer and died from osteoporosis related illnesses. Now, osteoporosis is about bones, it's about brittle bones. So she said it's really important to keep the bones fit and healthy, which is why she does the Silver Swans. Also, they chatted about a new normal, and as we know, with engagements that Charles and Camilla have been doing, there is a new normal. No posies, no handshaking, keeping to your spot and being socially distanced. She says it doesn't quite feel the same as it was before. Of course, it's not going to. Even, doing the namaste greeting instead. But she said that she is getting to grips with it. And of course, video calls and Zoom chats are no substitution for meeting people face to face. Another one of her guest stars that called in was, of course, her son, Tom Parker Bowles. Now, he is a food critic, so he does have his own public persona in his own right. Food critic. Now, he spoke about July the 4th, of course, that's just gone, with pubs and restaurants opening up here in the UK. He was asked about, was Camilla a strict parent? And he said that no, she wasn't a strict parent. But then Camilla chimed in, but he knows when I'm cross, she said, which I thought was rather lovely. Talking about food, he said that food is a shared experience that we all have, because regardless of who or what we are, we all have to eat to survive, and that food can have the power to bring people together. He spoke about his own taste in food, being favouring spicy food like chilies, and he described Camilla's taste in food as being plain, having plain, simple tastes. Camilla agreed with that when she was offered a chance to reply on that. Tom also said that she doesn't really have any modern gadgets in her kitchen and that her knives are a bit blunt. But they spoke about Camilla's famous roast chicken, which I can reveal. He said, buy the best quality chicken, the most expensive chicken you possibly can. You put a lemon in the chicken's cavity. He described that really well. You season it with herbs and spices, rub butter on it. And he said that Camilla prefers an Arga cooker. But I don't suppose it matters which oven you put it in. She also said that she had played Trivial Pursuit on House Party and she had won, which I thought was really, really good. Also spoke about hobnob biscuits. Now, if you don't know, in the UK, hobnob biscuit is kind of like a rough, kind of oaty type biscuit, I would say. So we do know that Camilla does love a good hobnob biscuit, and I think a viewer had sent some in, and they were going to go off after and have a cup of tea, I think, and a hobnob biscuit. So there we have it. That is my review. As I said at the start of this video, I really do love Camilla. I mean, I think she has grown in the public conscience over the past 15 years. The public mood has shifted a long way in that time, and I see no reason, no barrier as to why Camilla cannot be Queen Consort when Charles ascends the throne to be king. As I've said many times over, there would have to be a change in the law for Camilla not to be queen. Automatically, in the British legal system, the wife of a king is a queen consort. So unless the laws are changed, Camilla will be queen. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. So from me in Shropshire. Mwah to you all, and goodbye.